Right guys, so welcome back to another one here on the channel. Today we're fitting coilovers onto the Mark 6 Fiesta. I've never fitted coilovers before. I did springs on my first car, but I've never done coilovers. So this is how the car sits at the moment. Obviously the plan with this car is like full stance, slam it on its arse. I don't know, but the rear looks a bit lower than the front. I know these cars naturally sit lower in the rear as it is, but I'm curious to see if this has got springs on the rear or if it's just how it sits. But I'm going to do the rear springs first because I know they're a lot easier than the front ones. As I said, I'm going for like just full stance. I don't care about how the car rides. I've gone for stance plus. To be fair, online they say they don't handle too bad. I will let you know. But first I'm going to jack up the car by the rear beam, put it on axle stands, because I think you need to. I'll show you when we're under there. Hopefully you enjoyed. Like and subscribe. First port of call is putting on the new plates in 4D, because if you know me, I'm quite picky about my plates and they are not going to cut it. Right, so I've jacked up the back of the car and I've put the axle stands with some wood on them just to kind of help it sit on something rather than sliding. It's more for peace of mind. I don't know if it actually helps, but I feel safe. I've given it a good shake. I feel confident. So now what you have to do is jack it up from the rear beam, undo the bolts holding on the shock absorber, let the shock absorber come out, drop the rear beam, then you can basically take out the springs, put the new springs in. Should probably open the box as well to see if I've actually got the right thing. I know the rear springs come with adjusters. I'm not going to be putting the adjusters on because obviously I am going for like maximum low, so I think the adjustments, if you want to raise it a bit, correct me if I'm wrong. So let's open the box, make sure we've got the right stuff, and then I'll show you how to take off the shock absorber and stuff like that. So I've made a complete mess, but these are the front ones, which are nice, and these are the rears. I know it's a good idea to change the shock absorber. I don't know if I'm going to. I'm going to see how easy it is to get to the bolts. If it's easy, I'll swap the shock absorbers. I know it's you probably should change them, but it's not the end of the world. It's just they're more likely to leak as far as I'm aware. I'll let you know what I do. As I said, these are the adjusters. I'm not going to be putting the adjusters on because it'll add more height. Even if I have them on the maximum low, it'll still add more height, and the whole point of this car is to just go for maximum low. So I'm going to undo the shock absorber, show you what I'm talking about. So this is what I was talking about. You jack up the rear to take kind of like the load off of the shock absorber, if that makes sense, because as it's like down, all the weights on it. If you undo this bolt with a 15mm, it should be about ready to come out now. There you go, it just pulls out, well it should do. Mine might need to jack it up a bit, but basically you just pull out them bolts, drop the rear beams, and the shock absorber comes out, and it's just as easy as pulling out the springs, but I'll show you when we get there. I've just thought as well, I don't know if you need to take them off, but I'm going to take off the wheels just for A, extra security, and B, I don't know if you're meant to, but I am going to. That might have made me look stupid, but they're coming off. Alright, so I've just taken out both the bolts of the shocks, so the shocks are now loose. So now in theory, if I lower this down, take all the weight off the beam, the shock should now just come out. Oh, I'm spinning the handle. Right, good. So you can now see the shocks have come out, which now gives us free rein to take out the spring. Good. Maybe I'm not a complete idiot. Maybe. I think I'm getting somewhere. Cut to the next clip when I'm squashed under the car. Also, these are definitely the standard springs. So if we just compare them to what's going in the car, I can take it off this. It's not the biggest drop ever. I would have liked a bit more. I think I'm always going to try and fit the shocks. I think I should do it once to do it properly. So yeah, that's the drop spring wise. Let's try and get out the shocks. I can't promise you. If you're seeing this clip, I've probably taken out the shocks. If you're not seeing it, I haven't taken them out. So I'm out of breath, man. But obviously the springs are out, the beam's loose. The bolts, there's two up in there, so I'm going to try and take them out, and I'll let you know how I get absorbers out. I think I've got to take off that top bolt, get that top mount off, put it on the new shock absorber. It should be as simple as that. I don't know why I wasn't going to take the shock absorber out. I might as well do it once, do it properly. So yeah, let's get the new one put together. I don't know what I was thinking. Alright, so it is that time of year. It is now getting dark, so we're trying to get a scurry on. The new shocks are in. I don't know if you can see it. We swapped over the top mounts and then just put them back in. Quite a simple job. So now it's a case of putting the springs back on, jacking the beam up, making sure the springs sit nice, putting the bolt through the shock absorber, and that should be it. So as long as nothing goes wrong, I'll catch up with you once the car's on the floor. So it's on the floor. It's low, it's very low. It's hard to gauge because obviously I'm on standard wheels, but the tyre does like tuck ever so slightly, so it's going to look sick once I get my new wheels. Obviously the front still need to be done, but yes, I'm happy with that. It looks so sick. We're getting there. So I don't know when I'll pick up this video again, because if you haven't been following the channel, I've just recovered from a slip disc. I'm going to recover for a couple of days, and then we'll attempt the fronts, which I know are a lot harder and a lot more involved than the rears, but that looks so sick. I'm happy with that.